Hang like number 3. Let's see. Hey, Summer. Summer says hi. Kat says, listening while driving. You driving home from work, I hope. Hello, lovely soul. Soul Yogi. Yes, you're a lovely soul too. Well, I appreciate that. Uh, Jace says, safe driving your cat. Absolutely. And Matthew and Mommy's World is here. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Give me a second, guys. Just looking up a few things. I apologize. Jace, thank you. I turn my back for a second, and Jace, like a ninja, like a super chat ninja, blindsides me. Hey, Mercy. Mercy says I can share down here. Thank you so much, Mercy. I appreciate that. I was on your live earlier this morning. Hey, True Quiet says, like the shared friendo. Appreciate that, True Quiet. Let's see. Sebastian's here. Hey, Sebastian. Sebastian says, thank you for the email. Mama's World says, good, Eric. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing good. So True Quiet, very much appreciate the membership. Everyone's saying hi. Let's see. Mom's World says, Jason, my body's sore in 3 days. Do an exercise with you. Nice. Sebastian waves at Jace. Let's see. True Quiet says, have to get back to our stream. Good to see you. I'd like to share it, friendo. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We got 100 joules. Thanks. Hey, Kobe. Kobe says, hey, everyone. Sorry I haven't been on for a while. Been busy swimming. It's okay. Understandable. Jay says, Mommy's World, don't stop. Absolutely don't stop. Especially now, after going through, 3 days of being sore. Now you're going to be getting to that other side. Sue, how are you? Kobe says, hi to Jace. So earlier this morning, I was talking to Kat and Jack. We were talking about healing, and it brought to mind Deepak Chopra's book. Whenever I think of healing, I think of Deepak Chopra. And as shown in the thumbnail, I'm a primordial sound meditation teacher, certified teacher. Here we go. I had chicken dinner today. That makes you a winner, right? Was it a carry out chicken, or did you make it yourself, Jace? So I revisited. Well, one. Let's get back to primordial sound meditation. The repetition of your primordial sound, which is the frequency of the universe, the moment you came from formlessness to form. Hey, Paisley. Paisley said hi. Hey, Sniper. Sniper says, greeting beautiful souls. How are you? How's your weekend going, Sniper? Let's see. Valentino says, say Sigma. Sigma. How'd I do? I feel like I auditioned for something and I don't know what. Soulstar says I was pulling um, dead metals. I lost track of time. Eek, yeah, I'm late. You are always perfectly on time, my friend. Michael's here. Michael says, hey there, Sue. Hey, Michael. So yeah, coming from formlessness to form, from the unmanifest to the manifest, from spirit to the solidity, the seemingly solidity. There's really no such thing as anything being solid. When we meditate on our primordial sound mantra, uh, it leads to healing because it brings us back to our original state, our original sense of who we are. And that could be any primordial sound, but specifically our own primordial sound. There's such a thing called universal bija mantras, which are a universal mantra. Like when I initially teach meditation, we use the universal mantra Ram. Sometimes Ram. Simple says Eric learning slang. He'll be playing the Joanna next with his plates of meat. That one lost me. Joanna and plates of meat. Michael says, hey there, Yogi, how's it going? It's going good, Michael. How are you? How is how's the book? How's the live streaming going? Sorry, I have not been there. Jesse says, Yogi, have you new glasses? I don't. I don't. No, these are the ones I've been wearing. I got 2 pair. And I got other glasses laying around the house. This says, you know that sharing is caring. They're still part of the first pot. I will keep busting until it stops. Jace, you are an, I was going to say you're an awesome friend. And you are. But more importantly than being an awesome friend, you're an awesome human being. An awesome spiritual being. I love Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. He was a French Jesuit priest. Scientist. I'm trying to think what scientist he was. Archaeologist, I think. Which is kind of a strange mixture. However, he liked to say his famous quote, we are not human beings that have an occasional spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. That certainly sums up Jace. So it says, playing the piano with his feet. Ah, gotcha. Hey, Jamie. Jamie says, hi, Yogi. Mark says, I'm doing good, and live streams are pretty fun. And I've written up to 52 pages so far. Still on chapter 4. Nice. Michael says, hey there, Jace. Sniper says, priests and scientists are a educational oxymoron. Yes, yes, they are. Big Al says, Merry Christmas, Yogi, and Happy New Year. Big Al, as well. Guys, we are 2 days away from celebrating Big Al's birthday. Here's the question. What are we going to do for it? How are we going to celebrate? Is it going to be singing? Is it going to be a mushy pea cake? Hey, Big Al. Thank you for those shorts, for those videos. Just says, I love the kindness. It's a total of 20 quid. So 3 more to go. Hit 21-1 horse today. Well, cashed out. I left some for tomorrow. For those who know from past conversations, cows are I love all animals, obviously. It was a cow that made me turn vegan. A photo of a cow. I absolutely love cows. I got a karmic debt to pay because I worked in a veal farm in my youth. However, so when I use the expression "holy cow," I honestly and literally mean "holy cow." So my comment to Jace here is "holy cow, Jace." My highest, my highest heartfelt expression seriously has to be "holy cow." When I got married and they said, "Do you take this woman?" Uh, and I said, "I do." I should have said, by right, I should have said, "Holy, holy cow!" I don't think that would have flown over too well there. If I ever get married again, um, we all say, "So, my fellow yoga mites, I like that. Have you seen Big Al's shorts in honor of mushy peas?" Big Al says, "Oh, you're very welcome, Yogi." Jay says, "Moo moo, moo moo, indeed, my friend." Cows are so awesome, but not at the exclusion of any other animals. Big Al says, "Maybe next year, squirrel." Oh, there it is. Big Al, damn, I always miss Halloween. Michael says, "Never thought that I would ever say I was doing live streams, but people seem to enjoy my energy." I can understand that, Michael, easily. Sniper says, "Just looking at a 17th century bakery for digs." Nice. That's something that you're going to participate in, Sniper? Hey, country boy, how are you? Mushy peas and holy cows. It's the topic for the day. Oh, anyway, I was talking about primordial sound. I was talking about meditation. I was talking about healing. And I was talking about Deepak's book, Quantum Body. Jay says, "Can't miss mushy peas soul." We cannot miss. We cannot miss. That was hard to say. We cannot miss the mushy peas. We cannot miss the mushy peas. Country boy says, "Hi, bro." My cat's saying hi. He's thumbs up number 18. Thank you, country boy. Hey, Daisy. Daisy says, "Hello, Yogi." Uh, oh, there you go. Now I understand what you're saying. It certainly has character. Converted basement and 3-story house. Nice. So where do you stand on that? Big Al says, "Soul Storage, you can be my new best friend if you continue to show me appreciation for mushy peas." Sebastian says, "My friend was here, Yogi, and every day is a struggle for her, but it has made me have an understanding and empathy for addiction." You know, Sebastian, we are all addicted to something. A lot of us don't even realize what we're addicted to. One, we're all addicted to thought, not realizing that thought is actually originally an option. It's a false narration going on in our head that we've given an identity and it's been mistaken for the ego, or the ego's been mistaken for the voice in our head, or the ego's been mistaken. But yes, addiction, addiction is serious. Country boy says, "I hope it isn't sub." What do you mean, country boy? Hey, Phoenix. Phoenix says, "Yogi, MK, how are you? What about holy peas and mushy cows?" Well, I don't know if I like the thought of mushy cows. I can get it. I can get behind. I can get behind holy peas. Everything's holy in spite of my preference towards it or not. 5 is now. Oh, Country Boy says also all no support back here. You need more support, Country Boy? If you can, let us know. Let us know what you need. I will certainly help you. And I bet everyone else here as well. Phoenix says, I'm addicted to overthought. Nice. Not nice that you are addicted to overthought, but that's a nice definition of where so many of us are. But that addiction can be eased, if not broken entirely. Susanna, how are you? Susanna says, gave us a thumbs up, said hi. I appreciate that, my friend. Phoenix says, Sebastian, I pray that you've been okay. Yes, you've been mentioned in some of the live streams, Sebastian. So meditation helps us break the addiction to overthinking. Because one of the first realizations that we get when we meditate, holy cow, my mind's a mess. I have so many thoughts, none of them make any sense. They go all over the place. I have no control over them. I have so many of them. That's a huge realization, and it's positive. Because now you realize you're not your thoughts. You're the awareness of your thoughts. At any time, you can revert back to being the witness, which brings a great sense of relief. Thoughts are just clouds passing through the blue sky spaciousness of my mind. Let's see. Mommy's World says, Eric, I'll be here, just packing my clothes. Got you. I appreciate that. Are you going somewhere? The guy says, yes, MK, got me thinking. Uh-oh. Why does that worry me? Why does this Big Al going like this worry me? And why does Big Al saying, you got me thinking, worry me? Country Boy says, I feel like invisible. How so? And Country Boy, sincerely, how so? I mean, I don't mean, here with me, but I mean like overall. And let us help you. Give us directions, explicit directions. I need help. And we'll be there for you. I don't like the thought of anyone feeling invisible. Daisy saying hi to everyone. True Quiet said hi. I appreciate that. Soulstar says, may you be well, Country Boy. Amen. Thank you, True Quiet. True Quiet sent 100 joules. Much appreciated. Hey, Lucy. We were talking to Lucy this morning. Hardest working YouTuber on YouTube. Hey, Kazros. Jamie says hi to Kazros. I'm glad you said that. Daisy says hi, everyone, working in the background. So Lucy, as of last time we talked to her, had a YouTube short to get 20K. So I got to catch up here. Mommy's Well says, yes, host tomorrow, get away for a few days. I hope it's warm and relaxing, my friend. DC says, so Country Boy Magic, are you okay? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So hey, Country Boy, even if we or me can't help, send in love to you, my friend. Zipper says, Country Boy Magic, you're low frequency towards me. Doesn't want me to sub. Lisa says, I know Country Boy, he's a great supporter and friend of mine, but don't know what's going on there. No, neither do I. Country Boy's always been a hey, Ego was. Sorry, I missed that. Sorry, I missed that when you came in. So greetings to you. Sorry, my cat just is meowing at me. Sebastian says, "Ali, hear you too." Until the point of repetition. We're gonna get back on that subject in just a minute. Big Al says, technically, I've had mushy pig. MK says, well, I guess ground beef is a mushy cow. I don't know if it's technically mushy though, is it? Country Boy Magic says, greetings from Europe. Country Boy says, FN host, no support back. I'm sorry for that. I will try to do better. Sebastian says, I miss you, Yogi, and I miss you all. You've definitely been missed. Hey, Marie. Marie says, hi, I'm sick. Sadly, I think I'm sorry to hear that. Country Boy says, bye. Yeah, sometimes it isn't fun here. That's true. Sometimes it is a lot of fun though. I like to think that, live streams are what we collectively make them. So I went up ahead just to check out some comments. I don't know if Country Boy is still here or not. Zipper says Spicy has come in. Jace, same frequency. Hey, Runner Boy. Runner Boy says, nah, let's hear Runner Boy out. His point is FS, he's onto something. You think so? Hey, Karen. Hey, Magic. Magic View says, Zusi never support back. Sorry, I'm laughing at Runner Boy. Karen, it's nice to see you. Zipper says almost 60K subs. He uses language like that. Might be having a bad day. All right, I'm going to work my way down to the bottom. So that realization, my mind's a mess. I think so much, is huge. First step towards transcendence, transcending the limited belief that we are the product of our thoughts and our thought system. MK says, so I don't eat commercial meat anymore. Oh, Funny Boy says, Yogi, I think he read that wrong. I think he said F the us, not the host. Could be. I'm prone to. Oh, by that I could mean the USA. That could be. Lots of people aren't happy with us right now. I'm going to refer back to Richard Bach, author of. I just happen to have my handy little book here, Illusions. I highly recommend this book, guys. This is another book that, in a time when I direly needed to re-believe in magic, to be re-enchanted with the world, this book came along early in my life. Steered me in the direction that I am here, for better, for worse. Phoenix says, some of us just woke up, brother. Phoenix is country boy. Sorry, I'm all over the place on the live stream. We all do our very best to welcome. I've already said hello, and I'm trying to get to know you, but trying to greet everyone. Hey, Pancake. Pancake, nice to see you, my friend. Runner Boy says, Big Al, you a little tea drinker? Big Al is a tea drinker. He had the perfect brown cup of tea on his last short. Kat says, that just seemed to be someone who's really hurting. Agreed. At best, we send love. At worst, we just don't engage. Lucy says, I do remember seeing a country act like that one other time in my live stream a while back. As I recall, Country Boy still supports me. Maybe he's having a bad day. Yep, and it happens. Fortunately, everyone's always welcome back, you know? And I hope people realize that. You're allowed to have a bad day. Daisy says, so Captain Jack. I almost said Captain Jack. I apologize. Captain Jack. That's a Billy Joel song, right? Big Al says the US do use British inventions, British measurements sometimes, and the English language, so I reckon I could colonize the US in a week. And we wouldn't even know it. One says, Big Al, sorry I couldn't reply to you on Grindr. I'm busy here. Oh, Sebastian says, Yogi, who's the author? Richard Bach. Richard Bach also wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull. You could read that in a day. This maybe in a day, maybe 2 days. But you'll reread it for the rest of your life. He also wrote lots of books, but my other favorite is Bridge Across Forever. Here's a sequel to this, The Messiah's Handbook. Both of these books were massive bestsellers. Jonathan Livingston Seagull in the 70s. Big Al says, tea and mushy peas are life. I would agree with the tea. It's a story of a reluctant, that's the subtitle. The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah. Lisa says, I just find it hard to believe the country boy means bad. I really think he means well. I agree. There's no hard feelings, Lucy, at all. Phoenix says, I'm not cutting on him or anyone. I just called him brother and said I just woke up. My love center is just warming up. I appreciate that, Phoenix. I don't think Dolly has ill will towards anyone or any situation. She's just a fountain of love. Miguel says, I don't have any dating apps trying to avoid. Nice try, though. Sport. He broke out the sport. That's when you know. That's when you know trouble is brewing. MK says Captain Jack is also a rum. Gotcha. And of course, there's Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. He did see the first one and never saw any others. Sebastian says, Jolly, you're always warm and kind. Yes, she is. Phoenix is tough crowd. Nope. Nothing but tenderness here, Phoenix. For you and for everyone. Hey, Tim. Hey, Songahan. Songahan says, hi, Yogi. Nice to see all of you guys. Karen says, hi. Thank you for being here, Karen. Much appreciated. I have been getting to see some of your shorts, enjoying them. Let's see. Big Al says, hello, Tim, and my comments are off because it cannot be Ost. I can never pronounce that. I can't get a British, not accent. What's the word I'm looking for? Hi, Jace. What do we got here?
Hello, mate. I think it's the series of Great Western Trains. I'll see those.
Oh, wow, nice.
Guess
You know
what?
who would really like this?
Yes,
Our-
Cole.
Yes. Shame he's not here.
Barges, boats and barges. There's a few. There's quite a few. But anyway, I see there's a bit of flirting going on. It's good to see that love's in the air.
We're working on it.
Two of our long-time friends have seem to be saying RC. Clever, that one. Big Al asked me to say something.
RC?
Yes. So you call it a butt, we call it an arse. If somebody's being a fool, they could also be described as a slang word. They call them an arse. But it means
right.
bottom.
We say ass too, but I thought it's spelled ASS, and I know you have ARSE. Is it pronounced the same though?
No.
Arse.
So you're talking about an ass would be also a donkey,
right?
But an arse is your butt. Hello, Mayhem. Good to see you.
How are you, my friend? Yeah, but it's good to see Masha.
Yeah. Good. Always good to see Masha.
Yep. I'm going to give her a quick shout out if you don't mind. I don't want to cut you off. Just, I know there's some people here who look how that hand grows. There's some people here who are looking to expand their network. They don't like using subscribers too often.
Do that.
Because it's not that hard to get a subscriber.
So if you guys and girls realise Marsha's in the middle. So head to that point that's between our two fingers. That's Marsha's channel, Miracles and Mayhem. And if you be really polite and really kind and show a little bit of love, I'm pretty sure that lady will help you out a great deal.
Yep. I am, again, at this point, I dislike using that word subscriber. Nothing wrong with it. Subscribers are fairly easy to make. But supporters and friends, you gotta seek. Sometimes you stumble across them, which is always awesome when that happens. But my channel changed when I connected with Masha because I realized the power of connection.
Connection's a massive thing. Obviously, when you've got two inspirational characters that seem to get on really well. One's obviously called Big Al and one's called Runner Boy. That attraction is inevitable. It's like cows eating mushy peas. They do. They like that green stuff. And they make them like right little mushy slush as well. Lancaster bomber on the plaque behind you, or Wellington bomber. Let's have a look. That will be Lancaster with 2 Spitfires.
Huh?
And I think, if I'm not wrong, that might be a Wellington. And obviously we've got some of the but this is part of an absolutely massive collection of plates and ornaments and models. There's so much stuff still to be sorted out. Yeah, Big Al's got it, he knows. Brother, hopefully the good luck continues, and I'll keep sending you those little pieces of the pie, as they say. Runner boy, come on now. Don't think that's where you're struggling. If you've got them 2 brain cells and one of them's getting a little bit too warm, because you're overthinking, let it cool down. I'm only joking. You're a great guy. You and Big Al, you seem to get on really well. Maybe do a few collabs, like Eric and I. And what's the betting? Big Al looks just like Runner Boy. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Hey, that's a good question.
Something to think about.
When you were haired
9,
back in the day,
8, 7, 6,
what
5,
color was your hair?
4, 3, 2, 1. I'd love to answer that question, but 5 minutes is up.
That's not fair. Sebastian says, beautiful Jason, I love them. My cat is all over the place. Who did I miss coming in? Hey, Willow. We will never know. We will never know what color is Jace's hair. For me, anyone's wondering, I was blonde. Homestead says that was a big smile, Yogi. Yeah, every so often it sneaks in. What did I miss? Big guy says, I don't love anyone here. I found my calling, but I love everyone here in another way. You're all my family. Agreed. You're definitely family. So those connecting channels, those channels that serve to serve. I love that expression, serve to serve. That's Mayhem and Miracles. It's not a place where you go in and say, hey, I sub to you, now you sub to me. Go in and ask how you can help someone. Go in and see who Masha might call out and say, this person needs some watch hours, and help them. And watch what happens when you change your outlook of YouTube. What's in it for me? How can I grow? To how can I serve? How may I serve? What can I do for you? Everything changes. Repurpose whatever you do on YouTube, whatever your theme is, whatever your central premise might be, underneath it, have it be, how may I serve? How can I help people? If you have a YouTube channel, it's important to you, because you wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't important. Which is good. However, that means everyone else. It's just as important to everyone else. Lucy says, a feisty redhead. At that, I can get wild when I'm pissed. You've seen it. We have seen it. But you know what? Even when you are, Lucy, you always have a heart of gold. Masha says, I was going to go live, but there's no way. There's way too many lives here supporting everyone. I appreciate you coming in, Masha. Homestead says, Lucy, I'm so proud of you for being a strong woman. Woot woot. Thank you for that, Home Slice. Big Al says, I'll catch you all later. I'm going to go eat and watch my show. Love you all. See you at 10:25, Yogi and my fellow Yogi mites. 2 days. Big Al's birthday is in 2 days. One says, I did try supporting you for a few months. Oh man, I'm gonna try to focus on supporting people who do the same for me. I only have so much time. That's where I would maybe open up a little bit. Support everyone, no exceptions, is my own personal motto. Now, I agree, there's only so much time. So I use it wisely. I try to use it wisely. Doesn't mean I don't miss people. Homeslice says, Yogi, I have been asking, and no one says what they need. You know what? Sometimes I think we've been conditioned since childhood not to really ask for what we want or how we're asking for help. So I keep asking. And I think if we're watchful, we might see. And if we're persistent, maybe it'll open up. Oh, me. What do you all need? Seriously, let me know. This is sincere question from Homeslice. What do you all need? Let Homeslice know. Let me know. Mayhem says, I'm almost at 2K. Woot woot. Second time I said that. I don't know if I've ever said woot woot out loud before today, to be honest with you. Awesome. Awesome, Asha. Jay says, Homeslice, can you really help me, lovely? Okay, then. Just 6 eggs for breakfast, 2 chicken breasts for lunch, and a good omelet for tea. Will do, please. That's all. Not much. Let's see. Wonderboy says, go with the best way to help people. Watch videos in full, like, and even comment. I know you mean it, Homeslice. I absolutely know you mean it. Karen says, I hope you are all doing well. Thank you, Karen. I hope you are too. Willa said, loves you all. Sending love to you too. Masha says, I was just a supporter for a long time. Started doing lives. I use the example of Eric Lapointe. When he decided he wanted to get monetized, when he wanted to do his channel, when he wanted to go live. And he met Masha. And if you ever seen Eric Lapointe in a live stream, someone else's live stream, it is, I've never ever seen him say, hey, I just subbed, can you sub back? Doesn't care. He's there to help you. He will sub to you, he will support you, he'll leave a comment. If you sub back to him, that's a bonus. Of course, you should sub back to Eric Lapointe because he's got an awesome channel. He's an awesome guy. But he grew his channel through kindness and sincerity. And I loved watching him go from literally 5 subscribers to he's working on what? He's working at 3K now. Will says, I will be there, my friend. Sorry, guys. I know I'm behind. And the more you chat here, the better it is. That was when I was struggling for watch hours, and not really knowing how to go about it. One of the first times I was over at Mayhem and Miracles, and she said, and I asked her because she said she got her watch hours before she got all of her subs she needed. which I thought was amazing. And I asked her how. She said doing live streams and doing monster live streams. If you've ever been to a Mayhem or Miracle live stream, 3 hours is nothing. 4 hours, she's getting warmed up. And it's engaged and present the entire time. Mayhem says, I've been to 17 lives so far, and I've watched a lot of videos. Boy says, he recently helped Signature get monetized. He's a great guy. He is a great guy. Agreed. Lucy says, you know, at Home Slice, when there's BS, I'll call it out. I'm not afraid to do so. And black people that are just out to be fake and play games, I don't have patience or time for that. I got to say it again, guys. Home Slice says, root, root. 3 times. Technically, I guess it's 6 times, right? If I'm counting singular root instead of plural root, which adds 2 more times for me just saying that. Let's see. Masha says, sub your spunk, Lucy. I think it's probably Mayhem and Miracles that I met Lucy. Masha says Eric is an awesome guy. He is an awesome guy. Jay says we have heat wave next week. Yeah, it's going to get hot for us again too. Will said, sorry I missed your comment. I have to go. Not good. I will explain it on the email later, Yogi. But it's far too bad. So sorry. See you tonight. We'll do some breath work for you. I actually want to do something a little different. Homestead says, I have my notebook out, so you might as well put what you need. Hey, can I offer one thing? If anyone could give Cat and Jack some watch hours, as well as our friend Selena the Celestial. Fortunately, I cannot drop links because it leads right back to me because I'm on my desktop. Lucy says, me and my boyfriend are getting along really great. My life is looking up. Awesome, Lucy. And well, I was just going to say, and well deserved. And I looked down and Sebastian said the same. Lucy, you deserve it. Jace says, well, think of us, thinking of you. Thank you, Jace. Absolutely. I will be looking for your email. Homestead says, I'm not here to be famous. I'm here to sing art, good positive energy. So, Home Slice, how can we help you? She says, go Lucy, may happiness last forever. Amen to that. Masha says, to Lucy, never let anyone take your spark. We get some love from Mercy. Thank you, Mercy. Thank you so much. We get is this the same root that I've already read, or is this a new root? Because I am behind. Lucy says, thanks, Jace, and everyone. Wishing me and my boyfriend forever happiness. Masha says, yes, I did. Watch hours came first. Subs were so slow. Masha says, I've done up to 6-hour live streams. Easy. Yes. And I've had you up running for many of those. Let's see. Homesite says, you have a different glow about you today, Yogi. Well, thank you. I think I'm feeling pretty energetic. Might be because I was hanging out with beavers yesterday. None today. Did not see any today. What I saw today was bunny rabbits, 3 different occasions. Lucy says, yeah, I don't know where I met you. Could have been anywhere, but I think it was Jace's actually. Could have been. Masha says, okay, gotta go try for, gotta go. Thank you for your kind words and support. You're welcome, my friend. Always. Take care, all awesome people. Bye, Masha. Take care, says Jace. So, full circle. Meditation. Healing. Deepak Chopra. His book, Quantum Body. I revisited, inspired by Cat Jack, who inspires me greatly all the time. She doesn't even realize it. Doesn't even realize the inspiration that she provides for me. And a breath that I haven't brought here was talked about. Vagal breathing. So we can do that later tonight. We can do it now if anyone's interested. Soulstar says, I've been on YouTube for several years. I was spending time on your channel this morning. I didn't push it as an active channel until a few months ago. Barely 1K watch hours. I'm just having fun being me, and the connection will come organically. We can work with that 1K. So I've made my goals pretty clear, I think, I hope. Pretty plain. And I do have goals for. I'm largely in so many aspects of my life. I've let go of lots of different goals. I'm not even gonna call this a goal that I have now. An aspiration, an intent. She says we have a great interconnection and it's becoming wider all the time. It is becoming wider. It's pretty cool. Mom's World says the home slice and Skullet show hello. She says hello to MK Fishing. Home slice says it's 80 and 90s here. It's actually it's not even in the 60s yet. It might have gotten 60. Yesterday it got up to 80. Bessie says Yogi sounds good. Homestead says, I need watch time hours. On it. Here's my big 3 right now. Home Slice, Selena, and obviously Cat and Jack. Jay says, they got you, Home Slice. Soulstar says, thank you, Eminem War. Why didn't I think of that? Eminem War. Much easier for me. Lucy says, thank you so much, Slice, for everything. I appreciate your massive support. Homestead says, I'm on Cat and Jack for her long live for replay. Me too. As a matter of fact, I am on the second video for the day at 41 minutes into a 3 hour and 19-second video. And she'll be playing until I go to bed tonight. We'll throw in Selena as well. And I was going through some of your shorts and videos. And we'll do that again. Hey, one thing to consider as we're talking about helping people. Our friend Country Boy Magic, even though he does have 55,000 plus subscribers, he still might feel unseen and he still might feel unloved. As Kat said way, way back up in the conversation, a plea for love, the only way someone might know how to express it. So if we see him up, if we see him live streaming or video, he doesn't have any shorts, but if we see a video, we see a live stream, we can go in and show him some love. If we interpret things on YouTube as offered through A Course in Miracles, that everything is either an extension of love or a request for love, a request for healing, request for help, with no exception. And of course, we're given something and we want to make an exception because we feel hurt by someone saying something. But no exception means no exception. Everything is either an extension of love or asking for help. Or asking for help. If a brother, sister, a family member, a neighbor, a friend asks you for help, I know everyone would like a nice, polite help. Life doesn't always work that way. A cry for help is a cry for help. So if we were to see that Country Boy and we see him going live, perfect opportunity. Let's see. Lisa says CK Dyer is a new good friend of mine on here. I'm happy about that too. CK Lifestyle, I should say. Gotcha. If you want to drop a link, Lucy. Homeslice says, hey, Sebastian, what do you need? Homeslice says, Sebastian, I have a playlist for you. Hey, Jace.
I'm back. Okay, so obviously something we do is we support each other by clicking buttons and watching content for a bit of time. One thing we should start doing is looking at little things we can help others improve. And obviously, when we observe these things, we can take them on board ourselves. So I've just got Home Slice's channel up. Obviously, I'm looking to start running some playlists. And I've clicked on her playlist section, and everything's other channels. Where's Home Slice's own playlists? So the first thing is, obviously, it's all good and well putting content on, but try and put your own stuff up so that we can watch your playlists. Because I'm sitting here now and I'm looking and thinking, everyone I click on takes me to another channel. Maybe that's not set up as well as it could be, and it will certainly make a difference to you getting views for your own channel. Another thing you have to be careful of is when you put content up that's obviously linking to other channels. Sometimes YouTube can be a little bit funny with it. Some of us have experienced that, and they sometimes ask you to take that stuff down. So yeah, set up your playlists and obviously get all your videos on there. If you're not too sure how that's done, just go into Studio, and then when you go to edit videos, there's a little box there that says add to a playlist. Whatever playlist you set up, you just add it to that playlist. Very simple thing. Obviously, that's how I managed to get my watch hours. Make sure you've got some playlists that run for, say, 24 hours. Then somebody puts it on, they can just leave it running. Even if they don't comment on every video, you're still going to get that hours if they've got that button. No worries. And I think that's one of the big secrets. Make sure that what you want to achieve, you're making the tools out there available for you to be able to achieve that. So your playlists, make sure they're of long enough duration. If you've got 3 or 4 people watching a 24-hour playlist, that's 100 hours. It's really quick. It doesn't take too long over a series of days. It's 5, 6, 7, 800 hours, 1,000 hours. And as you can imagine, it's just having that 24-hour playlist there that people can just leave running. And that's the way it works. That's the easy way towards it. Hopefully that helps. Make sure that you structure your channel for yourself. We help others by obviously dropping links on posts and stuff like that. But yeah, no worries at all. Hopefully that helps, and I'll get your playlist running as soon as you get some playlists up. Much love, much kindness. Speak to you soon.
Yep. Thank you, Jace.
No worries at all. All help.
Excellent words. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yep, sure can.
Because we're trading things back and forth. How can we help each other? What can we do for you, Jace?
Keep putting out good content. Keep giving us spaces that we can come and spend time with good people. No more. I'm a quite happily content person. I don't really see financial as any importance. The people I care about, they care about me. We all spend time together. And you're one of those, brother.
Well, thank you, Jace. Thank you so much.
No worries at all. It's always a pleasure. And I shall speak to you soon. Obviously, I won't make this evening. I'm off to bed in 1 hour's time. But yes. Monday tomorrow. Let's have a great week. Let's start positively. And let's achieve something good next week. See you in a bit.
Take care.
Bye.
Our good friend Jace. Let's see. The link worked for me, Lucy. I just subbed. So we're going to be live for just a few more minutes. Going to wrap it up. I'll be back this evening. Speaking of Mayhem and Miracles and epic 6-hour live streams, when I was trying to get monetized, I did do very long live streams. That's super, but it wasn't unusual to go over 2 hours, occasionally 3 hours. Lucy says, thank you, Eric. You're welcome, Lucy. Any friend of Lucy Warren is a friend of mine and a friend of my channel, for sure. But now, because I'm going live 3 times a day, I try to keep it about an hour, maybe an hour and a half on a good day. The morning live stream, because I like to think of the morning live stream as strictly inspirational, hopefully. So it's shorter. Then I get outside, get in nature. Homeslice says, I'll get Lucy one way or another. I'll get her. It's been said that the home slice and skillet show always gets her person. Thank you, guys. I don't even remember how we got started talking about that, but then Home Slice brought up a very, very excellent point. She'll ask for people. He's asked of people, what do you need? And was not met with much reply. And that led to here and what we're offering each other. Runaway made an excellent point. It's always good if you see someone's video, it's so easy on a phone to let people know that you appreciate what they did. Just click a little icon, emoji. What are they called? And spend some time, watch it. And, that's like literal enough. Now, if the If it really, really moves you, makes you laugh, if it makes you think, then let people know. That was really thoughtful. But every little bit of awareness, every little bit of attention is a gift. From emoji to 6 paragraph, it's all a gift. And it's all a gift of love. Kat says, thank you, thank you, thank you for your kind words, Yogi. What can we do for you? I mention this often that, Kat, you do so much for me just by being you. Jace does so much for me just by being Jace. You guys here, I don't know, man, I don't know if I could truly, truly bring it home how much you guys mean to me for being here. How much you guys mean to me. How happy it makes me to stumble upon your live stream, click on my desktop any odd moment of the day and to be greeted by a friend. Man, I get to jump on this live stream. When I have Cat and Jack up and playing, when I have her playlist up, when I have Tandra's playlist up, when I have live stream running for Nature's Dog Realms, when I have Daisy May, that's not just for watch hours, it's for company. I appreciate hearing your voices. At any moment of the day, I have a friend available right here, right now. I mentioned before, I'm fairly isolated. 80% self-isolated, 70% self-isolated, maybe 20% or more parting of company in certain ways with someone, leaving me feeling very adrift because it wasn't that the relationship changed. It was all of a sudden I felt like the relationship had always been changing for 23 years, but I always felt like I had a partner until I didn't. Where that's going to go, I don't know. So you guys are a healing force for my life. And it's not always easy for me to say, I need help, I need healing. It's not even easy for me to say that I feel alone sometimes. And thanks to you, I don't know that I even have to, because I definitely feel less alone because of you guys. Sometimes, it's not being stoic, although I do appreciate stoics. It's being aware, having a sense of awareness that we're never truly alone, that connection. However, having that awareness, even within that awareness, sometimes you can be struck by um, that aloneness. Does that make sense? It's a paradox of knowing, deeply knowing, and experiencing that we're never alone, and at the same time, being struck by other moments where you feel very lonely. So it's a long-winded reply to Captain Jack. Why am I saying Captain Jack again? Cat and Jack. Um, just thank you. My favorite, as you guys know, some of you guys know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As long as I have a friend in Tennessee, I'm never alone. As long as I have a friend in Birmingham, I'm never alone. I would include everyone here, but I don't know where everyone lives. I don't know where everyone lives. I know our good friend Lucy lives in Minnesota, home of some of the nicest people in the United States. This has been my experience. Sebastian says, you have us, Yogi, and we have you. Absolutely. And that's a blessing. To have you guys is a blessing. Soldier says, by healing ourselves, we inspire others to do the same. So, you know, it's funny. I had this conversation on Wednesday with Mocha. And she talked about meditation. That people are, especially when you teach meditation for a living, it's your actual job, and yoga and breath work, that people think, I believe it was her expression, people think you have your shit wired tight. But that's not really the case. Thanks for coming in, MK. MK says hugs. Hopefully says, thank you, Jace, Yogi, and the whole gang. Yes, Minnesota, we are named Minnesota Nice. Yeah, no doubt. It's really been my experience from every single one. There's something about, I think, being in the North. Sebastian says, Yogi, I think back to what you said other live about is your thought the happiest thought you have? Made me think that did. We can talk more about that. So we'll save the breath work for this evening. Guys, you know I have the single longest goodbyes. If I'm ever going to be famous for anything on YouTube, it's going to be saying, guys, I'm wrapping up, and then talking for 12 minutes in the longest goodbye in the history of goodbyes. Oh, Jay says, can I read both his messages together? Yes. Let me go all the way to the top. I know I missed a few. I'm sorry. I apologize. I want to go with what Jay says. Oh, he's given advice to Home Slice, who has seen it. So I won't read that. Jay says, comfort is only ever within. Being lost inside is what causes our thoughts of loneliness. When we have continuous thoughts of love and positivity, we never feel lost. Thank you, Jace. Thank you. Hey, Miss Flipper. Miss Flipper says hellos. Miss Flipper is a good friend from Italy. She's not actually from Italy. She lives in Italy. Lucy says, the goodbye that never ends. It does seem that way, doesn't it? It does seem that way. Jason sent love to Miss Flipper. That was funny. Lucy, that was funny. Thank you for that. I was like, yes. Lucy. All right. With that, I will say goodbye. I hope I says I love myself and I want everyone to love themselves. Feels so good. Feels so good. It does feel good. Well, here's what I would offer from my perspective. Loving myself, which I do. I didn't always. It took me a while to get here, guys. It took a lot of self-inquiry to find out who I truly, truly was. And it took giving away all the stuff that I wasn't. And then even further, giving away all of what I really was. And by giving away, I mean giving it to other people. If you want to realize yourself as unconditional love, give love unconditionally. But when you get to that great void, and I don't mean void in a negative way, that unconditional loving void that just accepts and accepts and accepts, then this was the big key for me with depression. I didn't cure myself of depression. I loved myself through depression, and I still do. I loved myself through anxiety. I loved myself through panic attacks. And I loved myself through loneliness. I think it was it Pascal? Nothing human is foreign to me. Think, do you guys want to hear one poem before I go? I read it fairly often. This will be my last goodbye, I promise. This poem has inspired me so greatly for 40 years. The Guest House by Rumi. I promise I will say goodbye after this. The Guest House. This human being is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them all at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Thank you, Jace. Start, start late, finish late, consistency. I am nothing if not consistent. Here's key. This one little social says, love Rumi. I thought you would, actually. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. That was a game changer for me. And that, I talk about practicing. This wasn't even a practice. It was a spontaneous recognition of I am the spaciousness for all things to occur. And that spaciousness itself is truly unaffected by that which occurs within. The Buddhists call it blue sky mind. The blue sky is never affected by any single cloud, by any reach of a branch, by any mountaintop, by any airplane, by any flap of a bird's wing. The blue sky always remains the blue sky no matter what it contains. That's unconditional love. That's who and what you are. You can come to that realization. Self-inquiry, ask, who am I? And never settle on an answer, because any answer is just a description of who you're not. When you get to silence, now you're getting somewhere. That blue sky has the ability to laugh and laugh and laugh. Jason says, come on, another 2 minutes. I could probably eke out another 2 minutes. Thank you guys for indulging me in my Rumi reading. Thank you, Jason. One of my first videos on my channel is a Rumi parable. I'm looking forward to diving in and checking that out. I read Rumi quite frequently. Homestella says, thank you, Yogi. Love that. You're welcome. Be the guest house. Because we don't want to bypass. The blue sky is looking east at sundown. Beautiful. We don't want to bypass. The spiritual world is full. Of Course in Miracles community are full of people who bypass. They want to get to the end without going through the stuff. So we don't bypass. When you're lonely, be lonely. And at the same time, know that you can reach out to someone. And at the same time, know that loneliness is a passingness within the reality of who you are. You aren't truly loneliness. Loneliness is appearing, manifesting in the spaciousness of who you are. That was huge for me. Now I can be lonely, and I don't punish myself for being lonely. Now I can be heartbroken and not blame or punish myself for being heartbroken. Now I can blame myself without blaming myself for blaming myself. I can just be. I can just be. Welcome to that. Welcome to just being, because that's who you already are. Be who you are because you already are. Let's make it 5. Much love to everyone who comes here. 5. We can do 5. We can do 5. Can you guys put up with me for 5? Can you put up with me for 5 is a question. And does my typing time count? Jay says, I found that comfort a while back. Just love yourself and others. Hey, Karen. Karen says hello to everyone. When I became a caregiver for my mom, everything had to change. Fortunately, I had the gifts of things already being in practice that allowed me to make those changes. You have to change here's another forever goodbye. I got to make that 5 minutes up. And then we're going to say goodbye. Miss Pippa says, oh, come on. My favorite is judging judgment. Judge your judgments and then don't judge your judgment of your judging. How is that? When you are a caregiver for someone with Alzheimer's or any form of dementia, your vocabulary has to change, which means your thinking has to change. There's no saying, I just told you. There's no saying, how many times do I have to tell you? There's no saying, don't you listen? Don't you pay attention? I just told you that. All that goes out. All that goes out the window. And we never mean it when we say it, but we're conditioned to say such things. We heard it when we were little. Don't you listen? Pay attention. Well-meaning school teachers, well-meaning parents. And we carry that with us, and then we say it to our children. Maybe you don't. I hope you don't. But sometimes we do. But when you're dealing with someone and you want to be an effective and caring caregiver, then you throw that out the window. And when you change your vocabulary, your mind changes. And you become infinitely kinder than you ever thought possible. That's when things started changing. Even decades of meditation, even decades of practice in A Course in Miracles, it was the gift my mom gave me, who was a school teacher for 50 years, and she became my greatest teacher. She says, thanks for another great live. Now bugger off. All right, I'm a buggering. Is that right? Homesite says, love the goodbyes. Thank you. So thank you guys for putting up with my 8 people stuck around to hear me say goodbye for about 17 minutes, I believe. Solstar says, yogi goodbyes are like attending a wedding and waiting for the bride to approach the altar. Yogi goodbyes. All right, we got to bugger off now, though. Miss Pepper says, I'm going to listen to J5. Never can say goodbye. Lisa says, goodbye, Yogi Eric. When you leave. I'm leaving now. Thank you, Lisa. Thanks, guys. The only way to do it is to do it. Hit that goodbye button. Take care, guys. I love you all.